So for my position, I chose Mr. Packer's AP government project. Yeah. So the assignment, in AP US government, we learn about the different ways in which the government operates, and for along with learning about governmental policies and like the way that it's set up and how it interacts with the people and how it all forms together to run a country, we get a better understanding of we get a better understanding of how the government works through a YAP project. So a YAP project, or is our yearly activism project, in which we take an idea or an issue that we are passionate about, and we discuss how the government affects this issue that we have and how it interacts with this. So while we're learning about the governmental policies of U.S. government, we use that to interact with better understand how the situation that we have is impacted by the government. So for my project, I was learning. I decided to talk about mental illness, and I wanted to talk about how mental illness is organizations or governmental policies affect mental illness awareness and the mental health care that we have in the nation today. So the assignment was to make an artistic piece that shows how my YAP project is related to what I learned in AP US government. So, what's this? So for my process, I started sketching ideas first. This like a rough first draft, and I started sketching down ideas about things that I went through my head, and this is like on just a piece of paper with pencil to sketch real quick. For the second one, this sort of like a draft, so to speak, I guess. And I was, I guess you could say I was playing around or experimenting with the different mediums that I could use. So this is bristle paper now, and I was using watercolor paints, markers. Well, actually, those are the things that I use, like watercolors, some markers that I have there, and just experimenting with the bristle paper. So, for my published piece, I want to show how the government and the citizens can help build up mental awareness and care. So, for this one, I put like a tree thingy, and it's the flowers and the leaves are falling down into this person that represents mental illness or the idea of mental awareness. And by each flower has either one of them is a bureaucracy, or interest groups or acts that have been passed by the government that help mental illness. And so for example, some of them are the Health and Human Services Department, Mental Health America, National Alliance of Mental Illness. So it just represents how through all of this together it makes it stronger and amplifies the importance of it in the government, and how it is building up this awareness, and it's making it stronger, brighter. It's accentuating it. So I thought that was a published piece, but reflecting upon it, I actually had more ideas about it, and I think that I would have wished to had actually gone through with it and sketched out the ideas and then looked at and observed all of them and see which one was the best one. The color, I feel like it looks like it's not finished, and it's I feel like I could have wanted to do a thing in the background, to do a fade in from dark to light, to represent the change. And the flowers here, I think I would have wanted to make them out of paper, so they're more interactive and more so that they pop out, and to make them in, I guess you could sort of say, the idea that I was going with was to make them in the design of flowers, but have them noticeable that they're bills or acts that have been passed, and just put them on the paper and make it like that, more interactive. But yeah, that's my project.
Can I see it so I can? Can you talk about the trees some more?
The tree is supposed to work well in AP U.S. government. We refer to the tree analogy a lot, and in this one I changed it a little bit. So that's the branches, and like the thing that's at the top is like
Can you sort of hold it up when you're talking about it so I can see?
the bureaucracies and like interest groups, because like those are the bureaucracies, like the Health and Human Services Department and all that stuff. They're the ones that are in charge of like specifically making so like the Health and Human Services, they're the bureaucracy that like sort of I'm sorry, the department that is in charge of this. Is in charge of like both physical healthcare and mental healthcare. And right now at the moment it's not really and interest groups, I think I want us to represent more like the people, the Stanford from the people, that they're not necessarily run by the government, but they're like people who have taken upon themselves to bring awareness to this issue. Yeah.
And can you walk us? So, what are the other?
This one is an act for, I forgot the name of it, but it's supposed to help people who it says that you can't discriminate against people who have mental health issues along with physical ones, but this one is more aimed towards the people who they can't be discriminated against for their mental health. It's mostly for mental health issues, and the one at the bottom is like the Affordable Care Act, that although it's like known for like bringing affordable healthcare to people for physical disabilities and stuff like that, it's also helped a lot of people with mental problems, mental illnesses. They give them some people have been helped by like getting like lower prices on like medication that they need, or therapy that they need. Like, if they couldn't afford it, they wouldn't be able to get help, and the Affordable Care Act doesn't make that happen. This is the Depression and Bipolar Alliance Association. So this is another like interest group along with like the National Alliance with Mental Health, and yeah.
What's the blue one?
This one,
Yeah.
Mental Health America.
That's an interest group.
Yep.
And then the yellow one.
The yellow one is another act.
Do you remember what that one
It's
is?
the American Disability Act, I think.
Is there so like getting rid of the Affordable Care Act, right, which is like maybe happening,
Yeah.
like how would you symbolically show, because this is like the positivity, and you're saying there's a
Yes.
positive trend, right? But like things don't happen like just straight up. Like there's not just like a straight
Mm.
progression of positives. Like how would you show like the negatives?
I think like specifically if it was talking about the negatives, I think I would want to going on like the flower idea. I think it will make more sense to show them like some of the flowers, like I guess you could say growing, and other ones are like bolting. Like some of them are either I don't want to say like get the attention that they need, but some of them are like seen as not necessary, and people want to change it, and in doing so, it's hurting this flower, this idea, this policy that has been enacted.
Mm-hmm. And do you see yourself as part of this process?
Mm.
Like maybe in the future or in the past or the present or whatever?
I actually do want to, like, in terms of, like, career choice, I was thinking about maybe, my whole life I've wanted to be something in the medical field, and like, as I'm going into college, I'm, like, really considering, like, majoring in psychology and, like, becoming a psychiatrist and, like, adding on to, like, this community and helping along with this issue.
Do you have any questions? And then are the flowers falling off the tree? Like they're
Yeah, they're, like, falling.
they're like falling towards the person
Yeah.
who's like being healed by them.
Yes.
Is the ribbon on her cheek just like?
Yeah, it's like to like represent, like if they did, like that's the ribbon for mental health awareness. So yeah, I just want to